CNBC-TV18 Weekender.
Welcome back. You're watching CNBC-TV18 Weekender with this exclusive conversation with the Chittilappilly brothers. We've spoken about brand an awful lot, but now I have to ask you, Mithun and Arun, two big government decisions have really, taken pride of place, if I might be allowed to say, in terms of how much it's slated to impact your businesses, positively in one case, negatively in one case. Mithun, I'll start with the positives. The Prime Minister's Saubhagya scheme, a pet project of the BJP government, also one that is said could, pave the way for business to really grow as far as V-Guard is concerned. Electricity for all by 2018. How prepared are you, A? And B, which segments exactly are poised to do well in terms of, your attempt to piggyback on the scheme?
So primarily, if you look at it, we have one category which is wires and cables, which is also our largest product vertical today. That is one product where we see an immediate positive because it will just grow the market for wires and cables in the country. Today, it's about 16,000 crores. It can grow very rapidly because this particular category has some headwinds in terms of...
So what kind of growth are we looking at?
So it's been growing at about 7 to 8% annually. We can definitely see an increase. I'm not sure how much of it will start to see it reflecting immediately. Like I said, it's going to have a trickle-down effect.
All right. There's also been some talk about how because of the Saubhagya scheme itself, your Sikkim plant, one of your latest plants that you have recently inaugurated, could see increased production, better optimization of current capacity, which could also mean a rise in your bottom line and in your operating margins as well. By what percentage do you expect both these numbers to go up if the optimization does come about and you start making more out of the plant?
So I think, many categories what we are playing in has not grown very well in the last 3 years. I think post 2012, the country has really not grown much. We are starting to see that in the GDP numbers and all that. So a lot of our plants are running at something like 60-70% utilization. The Sikkim plants are running at something like 50% or 45% utilization level. So definitely, I think when these plants do go to higher capacity utilization, we will see expansion in margins. And with Sikkim, we will also see increase in the PAT levels because the income from those plants are completely exempt from income tax. We do expect the Sikkim plants to hit 80 to 90% capacity utilization in the next 24 months.
All right, and that's quite positive, no doubt, for the brand, for the business that you do. But Arun, very different situation for you, and it's not just you. But why this situation is really interesting is because very recently you spoke about how you're looking to foray into the resort and the hospitality business. You want to build a resort property everywhere you have an amusement park at the moment. But it's not exactly happy days for the hotel industry, for the hospitality industry after the levying of a 28% GST on hotel rooms above a certain tariff. Is that worrisome for business?
Yeah, so actually that is 28% GST is a big worry for us in terms of not only for the hospitality foray that we are planning, even for the amusement park sector we've been slapped with a 28% GST, which is in line with what gambling and the sin tax like you were talking about. So which we feel is unfair, and we're trying to make some representation to the government from the association because we feel that amusement parks are highly capital intensive and they're like a social infrastructure around a large city. So taxing them at that high rate sounds a little ridiculous to us. So we are trying to change that a little bit, but having said that, we've already implemented the GST. I mean, we are already in the GST regime right now. So because of that, we are seeing slight, we had to raise prices quite a bit. So we are seeing some softening of demand for that, but we are still not pessimistic about it. I think it's still growing.
And how will is this expected to impact your expansion plans in any manner whatsoever?
The hospitality part, no. We will only build hotels where we have almost 1 million visitors in our parks, and it's showing that kind of a good trend, and it's only an add-on business for us. So hospitality is not going to be
So you already have that captive audience?
Yeah, so we will have an audience, and then to cater to that, we will build the resort, and that's the model. But for the amusement park industry as such, I would definitely want a reconsideration of the 28% as a business owner and somebody who's trying to expand into other markets. The high GST rate is a bit of a dampener.
And how are footfalls going to be affected if they're affected at all?
We are forecasting for this year. My footfalls could decline in low single digits, but after that, hopefully, it will stabilize and we should be able to see growth from next year. It could take a little longer, but I think there is hope. I think the government is listening to industry, and we feel that these are all upcoming industries in a developing country like India, where people are just opening up to consumption on entertainment and hospitality.
Okay.
So to kind of clip that with a high tax sounds counterintuitive. I hope that they will correct it, and that should happen.
Before I end, I have to come to you next, Mithun. What can we expect? What's on the anvil? You already have expanded in a mighty way in terms of your product lineup. Do tell us what's in the pipeline. How many more product launches can we expect? Innovations have also been part of the game for you at V-Guard. What exactly can we look forward to on the product launch front?
We are looking to deepen our engagement in the kitchen appliances business. So we are now having 3 categories. It's doing very well. We are hoping to reach 100 crores of revenues next year. Post which we will get into some more categories within the kitchen space.
Okay.
Switchgear is another, I would say adjacent category that we want to expand in. We made an acquisition there a few months back, so we were hoping to grow there. So these are going to be. So the idea is that we don't want any one category to, contribute more than, more than 15% of our revenues. So today we have 2 categories, that is voltage stabilizers and cables, that are both above 15% of revenues to total business. So I think the idea is to ensure that no one category contributes more than 15%.
And spread it out evenly in terms of contributors, right? Okay. And Arun, as far as you are concerned, a foray into a hospitality business during very difficult times, no doubt. But what can we expect? How many rooms, how many properties are going to hit the market?
Yeah, so wherever we have a hotel, we will be doing about 100. Right now, we have 100 rooms in Bangalore.
Yes.
We will want to, augment that by another 100 rooms. So we're still we are talking to the state government about that. But again, we are just waiting on this whole GST affair to kind of show some result, and then we will take that call. But we have already decided to add more rooms in Bangalore. And Hyderabad, the moment it touches 1 million visitors, which I think in 2 years from now, we will add a hotel there as well.
With similar number of rooms, 100?
Yeah, 100 to start off with, and then another 100 on top.
So for now, 200 rooms is what you're looking at for the moment. All right. On that note, Mithun and Arun, it was great having you on CNBC-TV18 Weekender. Thank you so much, and all the very best for the years ahead.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
CNBC-TV18 Weekender.